Hey everyone, it's Vinyl. Since the world loves me, I got to have some fun little malfunctions with my capture card, and audio would not record properly. So you are going to get this music and me yapping series of Spider-Man. I know it's not the prime I was hoping for. I was really hoping for live commentary and all that, but unfortunately, there's nothing I could do. It's a problem with my capture card. I don't really want to spend a bunch of money on another capture card. So at least the gameplay looks good. But story starts off, and it just Harry talking to his dad about how he's very sick and all that, and we know he's sick. And then obviously the dog, or we call him at this point, he was considered an exosuit at this point, shows up, and he inherits Harry's living corpse pretty much. So that's always exciting. I'll cut here, and I'll come back when new stuff is happening. Peter's a teacher. That's something new. That's something cool we experienced at this point in time. I actually think he looked like he was going to be a pretty good teacher too. He actually looked excited to teach and all that. So I was actually pretty intrigued. And it's cute that he's teaching physics class due to him knowing a lot about physics. Then obviously Sandman gets real sandy. Everybody laughs at Miles because he says he needs help in the bathroom, which is a little concerning for a high school student, but that's okay. Then, as always, Peter Parker, being Peter Parker, just leaves his job immediately, and he's just like, all right, it's Spider time. Which, respect to him, I would have done the same. I mean, who doesn't want to be Spider-Man? So yeah, no, you get to fight Sandman, which is pretty cool. I didn't really expect to see him. I'm surprised we got no Spider-Man 3 references, and you never fought him in the black suit, but it's all good. Still cool to just see Sandman. The swinging in this game, super good. The movement, everything about this game, way better. I was definitely a little rusty though. So my swinging and my dodging, not on point. That is for sure. But I definitely still had a lot of fun. It was a pretty cool boss fight to start off with, in my opinion. I don't think the other boss fights are bad, or this one is necessarily good, but it's still pretty cool that they did something like this, especially to this scale in a city. I don't think there was anything like this last game, from what I remember. I do miss the 2v2 boss fights though. Those were always really cool. You end up running away from some sand hands, and the principal ends up complaining to you. And then even if you're winning the fight, you get ganked. You just start losing. It's a little awkward. For me, especially, I don't like it when you're absolutely winning in fights and then you just start losing. Another thing with this game is it feels like they nerfed Peter a lot. He gets hurt all the time. It feels like when last game never felt like that at all. And it's not like these threats are more existential than the last threats. He was able to do 2v2s without getting that hurt, and with broken bones and stuff, so it really feels like they weakened him. I don't know if it was to give Miles more of a spotlight or to make Miles seem really strong, like a better Spider-Man, but they really nerfed Peter, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just insane, or I'm coping and don't remember much from the last game, But they do let you play Miles against Sandman, and you learn that Venom is strong against him because, I don't know, it crystallizes him, especially after water's been poured on him. So that's pretty cool. You run up the top of this building, and you just dump water on his head. I gotta be honest, you kind of just dump water on him, and then he vanishes. It's interesting. So then here you finally get taught about the web wings, which honestly at first I was really skeptical about these. I never thought I was going to use them, but they're pretty cool. I actually do use them quite often in traversal. Like at first I thought like, oh, like it's kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like Spider-Man, but like it still feels like Spider-Man, and they're really cool. So I still do use them. The web wings are pretty awesome, and you get even more of a spectacle boss fight. You know, having to get over there with all the lightning strikes and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And obviously, you fucking Iron Man strike Sandman and just cut him right in half because you're that motherfucker. So that's pretty cool. Definitely enjoyed that, but it felt like it would have hurt him a little more than it did. You also get to meet the man himself, Kraven the Hunter, 2 months prior to the events of Sandman. It's pretty cool, actually. Kraven, I usually hate Kraven. Kraven in this game is pretty sick. I actually liked his character. One of the better written characters of this game, actually. I thought he was pretty neat. And then he looks on his little tablet here, and he goes to see what kind of supervillains are in New York for him to hunt down. You know, as all hunters should, they gotta know who their prey is before they go for it. After this, pretty much nothing interesting happens until this point here, where you meet J. Jonah Jameson in a limo, and you have to take care of him. I actually found that super cool. And also it teaches you how to swing with people. It's definitely a little more difficult than I expected it to, but it's neat how it limits you because you have a person on your back. They do some sign language stuff, talking about how Genki got a scholarship, so that's always cool. And then you watch Peter get fired. Unfortunate for Peter, but you know, that's just kind of how it goes. It was here that the fun really began for me, because after running up this building, they let me do something I'd been trying to do since I opened the game. Change my suit. I had wanted to change my suit so bad, especially since I got the pre-order bonus. I really wanted to wear the Arachnite suit, but I didn't wear it on Miles and Peter, like the same style suit, because I thought that's cheating, and I like doing suit combos instead of making them, you know, wear the same style of suit. I think that's kind of bland. Mary Jane pulls up to your house in a fucking motorcycle, where it's revealed that Peter is actually living in Aunt May's house, it's a neat way to do things, you know, and also that that MJ might be getting unemployed from the Bugle, even though she just kind of started working there again. Or no, she was working there the whole time, but yeah, Peter also can't clean. It's a lot of, the first part of the game was a lot of introducing you to characters' problems and how they're handling their own lives. Some people complained about it. I thought it was fine. I enjoyed kind of getting this right after that first big mission, having the time to chill out. You also get some pretty cool flashback scenes. You get a flashback scene of when Peter was a kid and he got angry about Jameson and all that. He was mad about Spider-Man, and you know, he punches a wall. I think that's really interesting. It's cute to see more of this Peter as a kid and get all these flashbacks compared to us just knowing him as an adult originally. I find it really interesting. And the Aunt May flashbacks is a neat touch. Go back and you start learning about one of your upcoming missions. Obviously, they're moving some people from the raft to Ravencroft, and you go outside and you meet the one, the only, the prodigal son, Harry Osborn. Hey. So yeah, you finally meet Harry. It's cool to see him back, and I think they actually did a really good job showing the like bro-to-bro connection between Peter and Harry, which is something I didn't expect, especially since like we never met him in the first game. So it's interesting to see that they actually included him existing. After this, you get one of the most painful biking missions I've ever played through. Oh my god, the bike controls are just not it. And it's, you know, it's okay, it's livable, but it is not the best. That is for sure. You guys end up breaking into your old middle school, which is, you know, something I did not, or it might have been high school, but I'm pretty sure it was middle school. No, it was high school. You're talking about middle school. That's what's up. But you break in and you have another flashback playing as Peter, and you kill Flash Thompson. Cardboard cutout, but you know. But it's pretty cool. This section's kind of neat. You get to play as Peter in his early Spider-Man days. I think that's a really interesting concept. Like, something I never expected to see is like making web fluid in the chem lab and all that kind of stuff, like making web fluid, hanging on the roof, like just regular Peter as a kid. That's really cool stuff, and I'm happy they included it, even if it's, you know, some people would consider it stupid and like, oh, why are we doing this? We're playing a Spider-Man game. I thought it was neat. I was a fan, but it's not for everyone. I enjoyed it, and you play some ball. I actually thought this section was really funny. I love playing some basketball, and too, it teaches you for a later mission coming up, so that's always cool. You get your little flash drive back that you went to the school for in the first place from the little security guard guy after you dropped it. And then after that, you end up heading outside where Harry, unfortunately, learns that his mom has passed away. Get this nice Chekhov's gun with Craven's knife, and then it cuts to Miles and how he cannot write an essay to save his life, and he's also very not focused on school. And bro, immediately, literally, Peter asks what he wants to do, and he just jumps out. He's immediately trying to be Spider-Man. Then you learn some more about Miles, how his mom has a new date, a new guy that she likes, and she wants you to meet him, but you don't really want to. You kind of just want to get out of there and do Spider-Man stuff. And you try to avoid it, but you do your best to support your mom. Miles always does. Nice touch, good relationship between the two. After that, you head to the raft to go watch over Scorpion, and turns out there was more than one inmate they were bringing along. I also ended up bringing Mr. Negative, but then you get to the boat, and here we are. You get to fight Kraven's Hunters, the total badasses that they are. You know, getting this cool intro cutscene, and then you literally immediately kick the shit. Like, it's pretty sad that they gave her a whole walk-in just to get demolished by their first ever parry, and then just getting slapped around like a rag doll. It's pretty fun stuff. I think the combat's a lot better. I really like the parry system. It's really satisfying, actually. Not quite as satisfying as Souls, obviously, but it still definitely has its benefits. I really enjoy the parry system. Started shooting harpoons, and you finally get inside as Miles. You hear some screaming, but turns out the screaming wasn't a guard, and it was, you know, it was a Scorpion. Miles, being inexperienced, obviously tries to dodge but gets cut, and then he starts tripping balls. It's like a budget version of what Mr. Negative does to you. I love the hallucinogens. I cannot say that right now. Hallucinogens in Scorpion's tail. It's cool stuff. You meet Mr. Negative, but obviously Miles hates him and literally almost lets him die. I actually found that pretty crazy, that he literally almost let Mr. Negative die like that. Then he tries to save his life. But he starts, I don't know, like his edging streak is starting to break or something. Bro literally can't hold in his own venom. They start trying to take him away from you, but you don't like that because you want to kill him yourself or whatever. You start boxing them up. You box them for quite a while, actually. It was a long fighting section. I enjoyed it, though. I really like being airborne. Then Peter tries to save a bunch of people from a boat propeller while Miles is trying to pull back the cage that Mr. Negative was in. But Miles is so obsessed that he literally almost lets people die until eventually he gives up like a hero. But that's literally it for this video. I'm trying to speedrun. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am out of time. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.